Atop the Russian Foreign Ministry headquarters, old Soviet symbols continue to dominate. Karl Marx watches over commuters in downtown Moscow, where Lenin is omnipresent both on the streets and underground. But those vestiges are all that is left of Russian socialism. Old ideological concepts do not explain the Kremlin's support for Nicolas Maduro today, say analysts.
Putin's position is that of a right-wing Christian nationalist. In Europe, Putin supports the radical right and populists. In Latin America, he supports the left. In Cuba, Ortega in Nicaragua, or Maduro. In Russia today, the main ideology is anti-Americanism.
The latest U.S. sanctions against the Maduro government have started to inflict damage. Reports say the oil giant Lukoil has frozen its contracts with the Venezuelan state oil company. However, there is not much between Caracas and Moscow in the way of trade, note analysts. They say the military component is much more important.
Economic ties are few. To start, it's far away, and it's very complicated for small and medium-sized businesses to invest there, especially because the Venezuelan economy is not good at this time, and private companies are afraid of going there since there is no confidence in the regime's stability.
Military interests are likely to be the most significant. They might play an even bigger role than any money that was spent, invested here, and might later be lost.
Conditions in Venezuela have forced several million people to leave the country. Most do not head to Russia, but this is where Rafael Davila arrived 7 years ago to rebuild his life.
There was no viable future that I could see. This is why my search for a better future, for prosperity, had to be outside of Venezuela.
Davila wants a change of government in Venezuela, even though the country that hosts him, Russia, supports the same regime that forced him to flee.
The Russian government is not the same as the Russian people. The Russian government, of course, has its commercial interests in Venezuela and has its own concerns about what will come of this change of government.
Russia is calling on the government of Venezuela to start a dialogue in the hopes of ending the impasse and safeguarding its interests. For Ricardo Marquina in Moscow, Igor Tsikhanenka, VOA News.